All right, let's look at the homework 5.6, problem number 8. All right, so we have this definite integral here, and we want to use trapezoidal rule and midpoint rule and get the exact area. All right, so let's do that. All right, so first thing I would do is we want to find the delta x. So delta x is going to be right, upper limit 9 minus lower limit divide by n, which is given to be 8. So this is going to be just 1. Right? Then we can do a number line. So a lower limit is 1, and then upper limit is 9. So it's going to go from 1 to 9. Then we have to split that into 8 pieces. Half of that, half of that, half of this, half of that, one half there, one half there. Right? So since delta x is 1, you're going to start from 1. The next one is obviously 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's kind of nice. All right, so let's use the trapezoidal rule to find T8. All right, so I'm going to open up a GeoGebra here. All right, first I have to define f of x. So f of x is equal to 1 over x squared. All right, so we got that. Then trapezoidal rule, first you have to have 1/2 there. Then you have f of first number plus 2 times f of 2 plus 2 times f of 3 plus 2 times f of 4 plus 2 times f of 5 plus 2 times f of 6 plus 2 times f of 7 plus 2 times f of 8 plus f of 9. And then multiply by delta x, which is 1. Right? Let's hit enter. Right? So we got this fraction. So we want the decimal number. So we can just go to, I think you can go to tools here. So let's see, algebra. Right? And then go to, let's see, here, properties and the algebra. You uncheck the symbolic, then you will have decimal number. And we want the 3 decimal places, so we can change the rounding to 3 decimal places. So we get the 1.034. All right, so let's type it in. So we have a 1.034. All right, let's check the answer. All right, I came back and looks like we got T8 correctly. All right, so let's find M8. All right, so we have to do we have to find midpoints, but this is actually kind of easy, right? Because between 1 and 2, so it's going to be 1.5 is the first midpoint. Then you have a 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5. and 6.5, 7.5, and 8.5. Alright, so if you want to do a midpoint rule, bring up a GeoGebra. We're going to just do, right, so we have first midpoint is 1.5, so f of 1.5 plus f of 2.5 plus f of 3.5 plus f of 4.5 plus f of 5.5 and plus f of 6.5 plus f of 7.5 and then one more plus f of 8.5. Right? So 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5. Alright, so that's everything. Then you multiply by delta x, which is 1. So it just doesn't do anything. And then hit enter. Alright, so it came out to be 0.824. Right? So let's type it in. 0.824. Alright, let's check the answer. Alright, I came back and looks like we got the midpoint rule correctly. Right, so we want to find the exact area. Right, so let's do the integral here. All right, so if you want to evaluate this integral, I'm going to first rewrite 1 over x squared as x to the negative 2 power, right? So find an antiderivative, so it's just a power rule. So we have add 1 to the power, so it's negative 1, divide by that power. And then you're going from 1 to 9, right? So this is going to be, all right, this is actually, maybe I'm going to do a rewrite a little bit here. All right, so we have, let's see, it's a negative 1 over x, right? Because you have a negative sign here. To the negative 1 power is a reciprocal. So you're going from 1 to 9. All right, this is going to be plugging 9. So negative 1 over 9 minus negative, so it's going to be plus 1 over 1. So actual value would be 8 over 9. Right? So what would be the decimal number for 8 over 9? So we just go to GeoGebra. I want 8 over 9. Right? So it came out to be 0.889. So I'm going to just type it in. Right? So 0.889. Right? Let's check the answer. All right, I came back and looks like we got the exact value correctly. All right, so comparing these two, which one seems to be a better approximation? I would probably say midpoint rule is probably doing a better job, so it's going to be a midpoint rule here. All right, so let's check the answer. All right, I came back and looks like we got all of them correctly. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.